The house at the end of Wicker Road. They say the house at the end of Wicker Road was built with secrets in the walls. Not secrets like the kind you find in old journals or forgotten photo albums. No, the kind that breathe, that whisper, that wait. When Eliza Barnes moved into 117 Wicker Road, she didn't believe in haunted houses. She believed in foreclosure prices and fresh starts. But something in that house believed in her. Eliza didn't mean to buy the house. She was just browsing listings, tired of paying rent for an apartment with mold in the bathroom and a landlord who forgot to fix things. Wicker Road popped up late one night on a real estate site she didn't even remember visiting. The house was listed as unclaimed property previously seized. Price, $14,000. Square feet, 2,600. Basement, unfinished. Previous owner, unknown. Photo count, 1. Description, none. But what caught Eliza's attention was the timestamp on the listing, uploaded 4 minutes ago. At 3:17 a.m. She clicked it, and something about that photo, something off, like the house had a slight lean, as if it was listening, froze her finger above the mouse. Then, without thinking, she clicked Request Tour. She never remembered doing it. The next morning, a confirmation email was in her inbox. A man named Mr. Dell had scheduled a private viewing. The strange part? No contact number, no real estate office. Just an address. And a date? Today. Eliza arrived at the house at 4:10 p.m., the sun already starting to dip behind the bare trees lining Wicker Road. It was mid-October, the kind of cold that gets into your bones and whispers that winter's closer than you think. The house looked older than in the photo. Paint peeled like dead skin. The front porch sagged like a tired spine. No car in the drive, no for sale sign. She almost turned around. But as she reached for her keys, the front door creaked open. Slowly, deliberately. A man in a dark brown coat stood inside. Thin, tall, clean-shaven, no expression. His eyes were lightless, like polished stone. "You must be Eliza," he said. She hesitated. "Are you Mr. Dell?" He nodded. "Let me show you the house." No handshake, no small talk, just turned and walked inside. The tour was strange. Each room felt colder than the last, though Eliza never saw a thermostat. The kitchen was too clean, like no one had ever cooked there. The living room had one window, but the view outside didn't match what she'd just seen from the front lawn. But Mr. Dell never commented. He only spoke once, just as they reached the door to the basement. "You don't need to see what's down there. Not yet." Eliza blinked. "Why not?" "It's not ready for you." Before she could respond, the lights flickered, and she blacked out. She woke up in her car, engine running, parked outside the house, dazed, no sign of Mr. Dell. The house door closed. In her lap sat a thick manila envelope with a red string tied around it. Inside, the deed, signed, stamped, hers. No mortgage, no bank. Just a key. The first night she slept in the house, Eliza heard voices in the walls. Not clear words, more like breathing, like someone pressing their mouth against the drywall and exhaling slowly. She laughed it off, told herself it was just the pipes. But the next morning, all the mirrors were gone. Not smashed, gone. Frames still hung, perfectly intact, just empty. Then she found the note in the kitchen. A single sentence, handwritten in red ink. "You look the wrong way." It took her a week to open the basement door. Each time she passed it, she'd feel a pressure in her chest, like something was leaning against the other side, waiting. But on the 7th night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the door creaked open on its own, and she went down. She counted 27 stairs, but when she looked back up, the staircase was gone. Just wall. The basement was massive, bigger than the house should allow. In the center was an old mirror, unbroken, untouched, and a note taped to the glass. "This is not your reflection." Eliza stared at the mirror in the center of the basement. Her reflection didn't move. not in the way it should have. It stood straight while she tilted her head, blinked when she didn't, moved its hand a second too late. Then it smiled. She hadn't smiled. Something primal in her screamed to run, but the basement had no exit, no stairs, no door. Then the lights overhead flickered, and the reflection mouthed something. Words, silent, slow. She leaned closer. "Let me out." Eliza stumbled back, heart racing. The light bulbs burst one by one, pop, 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 until darkness swallowed everything. And then, silence. Until a whisper, "You looked again." The next morning, Eliza awoke in bed, clean clothes, no dust, no memory of how she got there. But her feet were dirty, basement dirty, mud under the nails. The mirror in her room was gone now, too. So she grabbed her phone to check the time. 3:17 a.m. Again. Battery, 0%, though it had been on the charger all night. She walked to the bathroom, and that's when she saw it. Scratches, dozens of them. On the inside of the bathroom door, claw marks deep into the wood. But worse. They weren't carved in. They were carved outward, as if someone had been locked inside. She tried to leave. Tried to pack a bag, grab her keys, go. But her car wouldn't start. The engine turned, then died. The second time, the battery sparked, and the radio crackled on, blaring static and faint voices. Still down there. She never left. Eliza sprinted back inside, slammed the door. The air inside the house had changed, heavier, like breathing through syrup. She opened her laptop. No internet. But a folder sat on her desktop she didn't remember creating, titled, "Look at Yourself." Inside, videos. Hundreds of them. Every one was a security-style camera feed from inside the house. Most showed her, sleeping, walking, eating. From angles she never saw. Some showed the basement, some showed the mirror. But one showed her standing still in the living room, facing the wall, not moving. For 7 straight hours. Timestamp, 2 nights ago. She doesn't remember that night at all. On the 10th day, she finally met someone else. A knock on the door. Short, urgent. An older woman stood outside, trembling, coat clutched around her. "You shouldn't be here," the woman said. Eliza blinked. "Do you live nearby?" "I did," the woman said, "until I moved, after my mirror started talking." "What?" Eliza whispered. The woman didn't smile. "That house was never meant to be sold." Eliza stepped onto the porch. "Do you know what's happening?" "Leave. Burn the deed. Don't look in any reflections." "And whatever you do—" She stopped, looked over Eliza's shoulder, pale as paper. "Don't let her in." Then she turned and walked away, faster than a woman her age should have been able to. Eliza turned back toward the doorway, and in the reflection of the dark glass door, a girl stood behind her. Small, pale, wet hair, eyes like oil. Eliza turned. Nothing there. When she looked back at the reflection again, the girl had moved closer. Desperate, Eliza found an old rotary phone in the attic, dusty, wrapped in cloth. She didn't know why she picked it up. Didn't know why she dialed 317. But the line clicked, and a man answered. No hello, just, "You let her out." Eliza's throat went dry. "What do you mean?" He sighed. The mirror was the lock. A pause. "And you smiled back." The line went dead. Then the phone rang, once. Just once. And from downstairs she heard the mirror crack. That night, the whispers became voices. And the voices became screams. All around her, behind walls, under floorboards. She saw faces in the corners of rooms, shadows bending the wrong way, her reflection lagging behind her by seconds now. They told her things, showed her visions, flashes of people who had lived there before, every one of them twisted, broken, mad. All of them had disappeared, She searched the walls, the floor, the attic, and found it. A door she'd never seen before, behind the wardrobe. Marked in red, "Do not open until you remember." Eliza opened it. A room, small, single bulb overhead, desk in the center. A photo sat on it. Her, as a child, in that same house. She wasn't the new owner. She was the last survivor. The girl who escaped. The one who swore she'd never return. But the house had called her back. Because the mirror never let go. And neither did she. She started recording her thoughts, leaving video logs, hoping someone would find them. She said her name, said the date, said everything she remembered. And she begged, "If you find this, don't look in the mirror. Don't listen when it whispers. And if it ever smiles, run."